Father God, bless this broadcast. It's July 26, 2025. Just 100 years ago, kids ran barefoot through fields, climbed trees, and came home at sunset covered in dirt and joy. Now, they're inside all day on tablets, diagnosed with 3 disorders by age 8, and afraid of steak. What the fuck happened? Joshua 10:12. Then spoke Joshua to Yahweh in the day when Yahweh delivered up the Amorites before the children of Israel. And he said, in the sight of Israel, sun, stand thou still upon Gibeon, and thou moon in the valley of Ayalon. And the sun stood still, and the moon stayed, until the people had avenged themselves upon their enemies. Is it not written in the book of Joshua? So the sun stood still in the midst of heaven, and hastened not to go down about a whole day. And there was no day like that before it or after it. And Yahweh hearkened unto the voice of a man, and Yahweh fought for Israel. How you doing, Patriots? Hey, Deb Vi, Lana. No, I'm just seeing how many of you guys are up late. I got fresh memes. I can't figure out a time during the day to get out and do it outside, so we're going to try something a little bit new tonight. There's a lot going on. And I just thought it was interesting how Yahweh fought for Israel. You know, we don't got to send missiles over there. Yahweh fights for Israel. Who talked us into anything different than that? Well, there's a lot going on. On last Friday, Tulsi Gabbard released some information regarding our wonderful President Obama and how he conspired with the intelligence agencies to alter the presidential daily briefings that President-elect Trump was supposed to be getting as he awaited Inauguration Day in 2017. We have what's known as a conspiracy. Multiple heads came together and figured out how they could deceive the incoming president. And they whooped up a report that had all kinds of lies in it, and then they lied to the FISA courts and got warrants to spy on people. They actually arrested people, wreaked havoc in a lot of really good patriots' lives. Okay, so there's that. The head of the Department of National Intelligence, the head of intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, came out and said Barack Obama conspired to overthrow, basically, the incoming president. Then on Tuesday, the head of the DNI, Tulsi Gabbard, came out and said Hillary Clinton was on tranquilizers all during the election. She was prone to hysterical outbreaks. Tulsi also revealed that Obama called Obama called off the Hillary Clinton email investigation, and FBI Director James Comey followed orders and shut down an investigation where Hillary Clinton was caught red-handed with classified information on her private emails. And there was another piece of information in there somewhere that Tulsi also released. And then from the White House, President Trump was interviewing with the the president of Philippines, and while he was answering questions to the press afterwards, he said that the same thing. President Barack Obama committed treason against this country, and he wants to see a prosecution. And we'll just get some more pictures in here while we're talking. So now we got the head of our intelligence agencies and the President of the United States saying Barack Obama committed treason. So neither Tulsi Gabbard nor President Trump are in charge of our Department of Justice or law enforcement or anything. And it took 6 days till any of that information got into my local newspaper. And it looks like the mainstream media is not reporting on it. Instead, what they're talking about is Epstein thing, the whole Epstein thing, and they're totally contradicting themselves. They're saying Trump is trying to cover up the Epstein stuff while Trump is trying to release the Epstein stuff, and the Democrats are voting for him to not be able to release the Epstein stuff. So you see this chaotic mess that the Democrats are creating here, and it's all nothing. It's nothing. Trump wants to release the Epstein information, and President Obama happens to have committed treason. So we're at a quandary. You like the Sonny Trump Gator girl? I like the Sonny Trump too. Here's from Tulsi Gabbard. These documents detail a treasonous conspiracy by officials at the highest levels of the Obama White House to subvert the will of the American people and try to usurp the president from fulfilling his mandate. What a great sentence. I mean, that is a well-constructed sentence right there. Gabbard has exposed the startling depths of a seditious coup against the Republic. The forces behind this coup have done and will do anything to protect their grasp on illegal and illegitimate power. Do not underestimate their capabilities or depravities. We are stronger. Yes, they have, Gator Girl. They have done it in other countries. Take a look at France. There's a lot of stuff going on in Ireland and Germany with the mass immigration that they caused in those countries, just like they tried to do here. In the meantime, they're not reporting any of this stuff. The media is failing the American people right now. They're purposely not airing the Russiagate scandal. It's time for the FCC to start looking into pulling broadcasting licenses. Media is no longer serving the public's interest. They're behaving as an arm for the Democrat Party. So we got a problem with the media going on. And Trump has been having his skirmishes with them. CBS just this week agreed to a settlement with Trump over the 60 Minutes debacle that they created for themselves. The settlement was for a $16 million cash payout and $20 million of airtime. What an interesting agreement. Wonder how much time $20 million buys you on TV. So now we got Trump, who dominated a TV show for 15 years. He's president of the United States. He's calling Obama a traitor. He's going and playing golf. What else is he doing? Oh, he wants to rename the Washington football team back to the Redskins and the Cleveland Indians back to the Indians. And what else? He's calling out Stephen Colbert, ridiculing him for getting fired off of TV. I'm here to argue, Patriots, that Trump is riding the biggest wave in history and just making it look easy. How can you not like Trump at this point? It cost $100 million a year to produce Stephen Colbert's show. How much of that was taxpayer funded through USAID? I heard The View is supposed to be maybe not going on. Trump is poking Jimmy Fallon. He's putting tweets out about that stuff. Trump's over in Scotland right now. He just flew over there. He's having dinner. He just made a trade deal with Japan. Japan's going to invest $550 billion. I find it amusing watching libs lose their shit now that Obama and his minions are in the crosshairs they so richly deserve. They are in no way prepared for what is to come. They are in no way prepared for what is to come. And I'll guarantee you, the one thing that isn't going to come is violence. Yeah, what a loss for The View. Gator Girl, did you change your icon or is that a fake Gator Girl? You never know in this creepy world we live in with stalkers all over the place. You just never know. But if Trump could stand up and ride this wave, so can I. Obama's DOJ deleted 500,000 fugitives from gun background check database. He released 70,000 felons early, remember? His goal was to empty Guantanamo, remember? He made sure Iran had nuclear weapons. Remember? His administration approved the sale of 20% of U.S. uranium to Russia. Remember? Formed the senior executive service within the U.S. government in order to run interference on Trump, even while out of office. Yeah, I remember all of it, Gator Girl. So, all right, so now if Russia drops a nuclear bomb on somebody, they got that way that they can trace uranium, you know? So are they going to think America did it because Russia's bomb was made with American uranium? I mean, they can tell. They can tell whose uranium is in the bomb. These people are desperate right now, you know? Barack represents the New World Order and all them people, and they are freaking out. It's been right in our faces all the time. I ask people, have you ever seen the footage of Biden and all the creepy stuff he does with kids? And all the creepy stories he tells? And the whole thing about showering with his daughter when she was, you know, an adolescent. And they just don't see it. So here it is. Here it is. These are all during presidential photo sessions. Grope and change. Now we're all wondering about Obama and his gay mentor requirements that most men should have. This might have an explanation to that. This might shed a little light on that. He's a pervert. Nobody signs their name like that. Unless they're a pervert. And we got Donald Trump putting stuff like this on his True Social account. There's Trump ribbing on the Washington The Washington Whatevers should immediately change their name back to the Washington Redskins football team. There is a big clamoring for this. Likewise, the Cleveland Indians, one of the 6 original baseball teams with a storied past. Our great Indian people in massive numbers want this to happen. Their heritage and prestige is systematically being taken away from them. Times are different now than they were 3 or 4 years ago. We are a country of passion and common sense. Owners, get it done. So that's what Donald Trump does. Making trade deals, stopping world wars, talking about espionage and treason at the highest levels of previous administrations, putting his cabinet together. No wonder he told us to stop talking about Epstein. Because now the Democrats are going to do nothing but talk about Epstein for a while. All right, so I'm not sure about this, man. For those who don't believe Obama is a Muslim, the Red Book is the Quran. I don't remember this. Yeah, bring back Aunt Jemima. That's right. Whatever happened to, diversity, man? Aunt Jemima was great. We loved that stuff. But they came in, they changed the definition of words. They turned American culture upside down, man. What a bunch of losers they are. Here's Hillary hugging, I love you, Holder, or Booker, Obama. There's Hillary's famous quote. What difference does it make? They all look the same anyways. It's all, it's right there. It's right there. People voted for her. People voted for him. Uncle Ben's, yeah, bring it back. Here we got, how many really classy first ladies had to surrender their law license for insurance fraud? It was right there, right there. $20 million worth of TV time might have turned that around. Because everyone's just freaking brainwashed with this stuff. And to boot it all off, we got Obama's sketchy, where he was born and stuff, his sketchy citizenship. Would you support unsealing all of Obama's sealed college records and birth certificate? Because they've all been sealed. All been sealed. His birth certificate, his school records, and his grandparents were CIA agents. It just gets better and better. I don't know. I got a bunch of memes. I don't know what to do here. Trump toured the Treasury Department's remodel at the Federal Reserve Building. which 2 days ago I heard was a $2.5 billion remodel, and then we found out it's a $3.1 billion remodel. You can build a football stadium for less than that amount of money. Where's all that money going? I'm just sitting around wondering where's that $2 billion that Stacey Abrams got? Did she give all that money out already? Just wondering where all that $90 billion that the Department of Energy granted out in the last 45 days of Biden's presidency, where did all that money go? Are we getting what we expected to get back out of that? What has the American people gotten back for that $90 billion worth of grants? Oh, and then we got the whole AI thing. Trump also did an AI summit meeting last week. I don't know how this dude gets everything done, but he's doing it, man. There's an IA race going on. If we don't dominate it, it can be used for evil purposes. It's going to happen whether we want it to happen or not. Elon is a big proponent of getting in early, maybe even teaching the AI about Christ. What a wild question, when Solomon said, there's nothing new under the sun. It's all been done before. When in the history of mankind would we be sitting here contemplating whether or not we should give artificial intelligence the gospel? I mean, it's just quite a time to be alive. Quite a time. This guy, he's all freaked out. I live in constant fear that Trump will deport my Latina mother-in-law who lives at 1837 3rd Street, LA, 90023, Blue House. She gets off work at 6. Things that make you just think, so if we don't let athletes bet on games they have the ability to influence, why do we allow Congress to invest in companies they regulate? All right, Gator Girl, cool. Good to see you. We're just breathing fresh air into the libtards' social media. Imagine a government operated so poorly they had to import an entire nation of new voters because they lost the citizens' vote. Yeah, we'll get them, Gator Girl. God's going to get them. God's going to get them. One way or another. It's going to be a good thing or it might be a bad thing, but God's going to get them. Another tweet from our commander-in-chief. Obama himself manufactured the Russia hoax. Crooked Hillary, Sleepy Joe, and numerous others participated in this. the crime of the century, irrefutable evidence, a major threat to our country. I'm going to have to call my representative up again and, ask him what to make of this information that the president and the head of intelligence in this country are calling for, that we are seeing no action on right now. We the people might need some leadership, and sooner or later they got to return the diamonds. You don't get to keep the diamonds. Got another tidbit of information that came up again this week. More. Senator Grassley just released the long classified Clinton Annex. Finally declassified by Attorney General Bondi, which proves the Comey FBI exonerated Hillary of email server crimes despite never investigating thumb drives with compromised classified emails, including President Obama email. This was information that was out years ago. We have been waiting for 10 years to get this information. And it's out there now. And we are seeing nothing happen from our Congress or the Department of Justice or law enforcement or the military or nothing. We're not seeing anything happen. But this magnificent earthquake is happening within our government right now. And Trump is doing it with a cabinet. That's it. He does not have Congress's assistance on this. Here we got Byron Donalds chiming in. The swamp wanted total control, but our America First movement blocked them. So they devised hoaxes, weaponized institutions, schemed with media, and did all they could to stop us. But they failed. What they did is unforgivable, and they should never be allowed to hold power again. Maybe this is why God sends the trolls here. Because if you don't already have one, go out and get yourself a conspiracy theorist friend. You're going to need one to understand what's about to happen. The government of our country has been pried from our fingertips through death by 1,000 paper cuts. And we are taking it back, patriots, the right way. Because if you don't hang them this time, they'll just keep doing it. Penalty is death. I can imagine there's a lot of people that don't want to have a whole lot of compassion on the people guilty of this. They destroyed lives, they killed people. Lots of dead people in their wake. Lots of economic catastrophe. Lots of chaos. Humiliation. No more. What is your problem? Just jonesing for content, aren't you? We see you. We caught you. Most of the work is already done, and that's what nobody knows about yet. Thousands of grand jury indictments are ready to go. They were. Oh, hey, Ridgeline. Just sit back and watch. We're having fun. We're trolling trolls. What a bunch of maroons. Laura Loomer's reminding us when they told us sick Hillary was a conspiracy theory, man. Do you remember? She was like spitting up green goo balls into a glass of water up on stage. She got thrown into the back of a van like a bag of dog food. Yeah, I'm just going with it here for a little while, Ridgeline. I got all these memes. I didn't get a chance to put them out yet. But we're reveling. Trump is surfing this wave like you would not believe. This is a thing to behold. We're going to let the history books and oh man, he's going to be like a superhero to our grandkids. Someone said he stayed up for 72 hours, man. Yeah, winning. That's right. What's going on over in New Jersey? Okay. Awake yet? Donald Trump's attorney, Alina Habba, just exposed Judge Arthur Engoron on her Telegram. He took a $10 million bribe from Joe Biden's shell companies to convict Donald Trump. And we're not sure. We're not sure if that's really a tweet from her or not, but man, that sure sounds right, you know? Crooked judges. You never know. Sure sounds right to me. Winning. Just more winning. The White House cover-up would have been impossible had not CNN, all of them, conspired with White House staff. It's a big conspiracy and you ain't in it. Yeah, Lana. Thank you. So what? Right. Like, that's something. Well, we can't drink now? We can't. I can't take medicine now? I thought this was cool. I don't know, Trump. This is like a Trump spoof account, but it's pretty funny. But sounds like Trump would say, and it's just good. It's what I would say too, man. By the time we're done here, some people will love me, some people will hate me. Everyone's life will be better. And God will call me home. Easy peasy, man. Yeah, something's got to happen with the media, Ridgeline. The FCC is in control of the media. Trump is suing to be just the pants off of media right now. He's got a $10 billion thing coming out against the Wall Street Journal. Something's got to happen with the media, and I think it's all getting set up so everything's going to get broadcast. You know, we're going to have a freaking Nuremberg here soon, and it's going to be glorious. There's another one that I thought was good, really good. I don't expect anything from God. He already rewarded me with life. I owe him to pay him back. What a beautiful life to live. That is what a troll cannot comprehend yet, right there. When a troll reads something like that and knows it's true, and know they can't feel it, it feels like worms inside their body, just wanting to crawl out of their skin and consume them because they can't. They know that that's a true statement, but they're too proud. Their ego is in the way. Their ego is everything. I don't know if you can see that or not. Still trying there, little wormy, you little worm. Still trying. Are the worms eating your brain there, troll? Are they just screaming to get out? They're screaming to get out. It's just as easy to buy a doctor as it is to buy a politician. Oh, you know what? We got a guy on that, and he's kicking butt. He just went on vacation and came back to the office and found out that 2 people in his office certified a new vaccine without his permission, and he fired them on the spot. We got Robert F. Kennedy Jr. on the scene, kicking butt on this war front. This scam of a medical system that they've instituted through just lame government. Malcolm X warned us more than 50 years ago. This is the media, an irresponsible media. It will make the criminal look like he's the victim and make the victim look like he's the criminal. If you aren't careful, the media will have you hating the people who are being oppressed and loving the people who are doing the oppressing. Troll. This is a sort of a propaganda tactic that I would call psychological warfare. Whoa, 50 years ago. I remember that. "50 years ago. Here's kind of where I'm at too, trying to process what just happened. Highest ranking U.S. intelligence official just released smoking gun docs proving that Obama and his underlings committed treason sedition. Meaning Trump was right about everything. The news is fake and the deep state is real. Meaning that all of us conspiracy theorists were right about the conspiracy against Trump. It wasn't a theory. Meaning the shadow war is real. And all our efforts over the last 10 years were not part of a live action role play. Ooh, that is one screaming demon, dude. You are a screamer, aren't you? Look at him screaming for relevance and attention. My goodness, type faster. Type faster. What a maroon, dude. Dude. Or probably not a dude. And just like that, the Democrats don't like investigations anymore. We all know who you are, silly. Jeff Zeleny reacts to Tulsi blowing up the Russia hoax, which they spent 3 years mindlessly spewing to their audience. This is hardly information that we should be repeating. I'm not sure we should spend that much time on it. This is what they were spewing to us the whole time, Patriots. They were lying to our face, man. So when media outlets downplay the explosive new revelations about Obama, IC officials concocting the Russia collusion hoax, they are not doing journalism. They are perpetuating a seditious conspiracy in which they also played a massive role. This is where we're at. Never in my lifetime did this happen before. Nothing new under the sun, but this is new under my life here. Because whatever this is didn't happen in my lifetime up until now. And then Congress goes on vacation for a month. So here we are. Here we are. And here's where we're going. We just found out Dems had to keep Hill Dog jacked up on a horse tranquilizers so she wouldn't constantly be spazzing out and murdering people on the campaign trail. And that's not even the biggest story in the news today. Imagine that. Imagine that. Do you remember her? Like that head bob thing she did when those reporters like yelled at her. She like became a cartoon and just a totally irrational response to that. Well, now we have documents to prove she was all jacked up on horse tranquilizers. From the head of our security department, our security empire. And we got this going on too. There is a new J6 committee. They will go over everything. We've already seen the evidence. They destroyed all the evidence. We know that. We know it was a scripted, made-for-TV presentation to brainwash America. We know there were lies. We know there was a fake pipe bomber going on. We got new footage of the pipe bomber coming out. What else? Tons and tons of information just on this front. So there is a man leading the charge on a new J6 committee. These people are guilty of hoodwinking the nation. An average human being is not able to understand the level of evil that we are dealing with. But you know what, patriots? We are able to understand the level of evil that we are dealing with. And we know that we're going to win because our God is supreme. Our God is the creator of the universe. Our God is the creator of everything that there is. So I'm wondering, is Obama going to cry when they put cuffs on him? Are they going to grovel? We're going to get to watch it? Because that would really be amazing to watch. That would really help reinstill faith in this system that this government is, man. We're winning all over the place. Columbia University is going to make a $200 million payment for violating federal law with their DEI laws, plus a $20 million donation to the Jewish employees whose life was disturbed by the anti-Semite protests that were going on their campus, all in favor of Palestine. That's called winning. That wasn't in the news, but we won there. ICE is hiring. ICE has funding now through the big, beautiful bill. If you are a fit young man or woman, you can make a six-figure salary plus $5,000 worth of bonuses. Maybe go take a look at working for ICE, because this is a long-term project that we're going to be working on here in this country. And it is not going to get stopped. These people have to leave and come in the right way. There's a lot of opportunity to come in the right way in this country. We got over $5 trillion worth of promised investments from foreign countries into this country. So we're going to need lots and lots of workers. So it's just time to self-deport, get the plane ride, get the $1,000, and come in the right way. We'll welcome you back that way. And in the meantime, we're getting the criminals off the streets, man. Proven criminals. Every week there was another illegal migrant murder somewhere over the past 4 years. Children's National Hospital in D.C. is ending gender transitions for minors. They will now end this detestable practice of taking an unmatured human being and changing their gender. Finally. Everything is fake with the Democrats. And I'd argue 90% of the Republicans also. But this is the way we got the game rigged. It's going to be Republican all the way. And if these Republicans don't ask how high when we say jump, they get out. They get voted out. And that's the big deal about this election coming up. Are we going to have a secure election? There's people working on that too. That's a whole nother battlefront. That's a whole nother battlefront that Mike Lindell was on. And just this week, Mike Lindell, who was convicted and ordered to pay millions, appealed his decision and won. He was found liable for $5 million. And on appeal, he won. He does not have to pay $5 million to Dominion for the 2020 election fraud. So that means all the information that Mike Lindell came out with is valid. So we're winning on that case, man. Thank you, Mike Lindell. My pillow rocks. Do it, America. We're doing this. Good God, independent reporter. What is wrong with you, man? You would literally get your face punched in for saying something like that in my living room, man. Just knock it off. What's wrong, man? Who hurt you? Where did they touch you? What happened? Because it sure as shit ain't your mother's fault. And Joshua returned, and all Israel with him, unto the camp, to Gilgal. But these 5 kings fled and hid themselves in a cave at Makkedah. And it was told Joshua, saying, the 5 kings are found hidden in a cave at Makkedah. And Joshua said, roll great stones upon the mouth of the cave, and set men by it to guard them. And stay ye not there, but pursue after your enemies, and smite the rear of them. Permit them not to enter into their cities, for Yahweh your God hath delivered them into your hand. And it came to pass, when Joshua and the children of Israel had ceased slaying them with a very great slaughter, till they were consumed, that the rest who remained of them entered into fortified cities. And all the people returned to the camp of Joshua at Makkedah in peace. None moved his tongue against any of the children of Israel. Then said Joshua, open the mouth of the cave, and bring out those 5 kings unto me out of the cave. And they did so, and brought forth those 5 kings unto him out of the cave. The king of Jerusalem, the king of Hebron, the king of Yarmouth, the king of Lachish, and the king of Eglon. And it came to pass, when they brought out all those kings unto Joshua, that Joshua called for all the men of Israel, and said unto the captains of the men of war who went with him, come near, put your feet upon the necks of these kings. And they came near, and they put their feet upon the necks of them. And Joshua said unto them, fear not, nor be dismayed. Be strong and of good courage. For thus shall the Lord do to all your enemies against whom ye fight. And afterward Joshua smote them and slew them, and hanged them on 5 trees. and they were hanging upon the trees until the evening. So there we go. There's our words of encouragement out of the book of Joshua. Oh, how repugnantly vulgar there. What a detestable piece of shit you are, dude. Or chick. It's a chick. It's a stalker. We know who it is. All right, Patriots. Trying something new. We'll see how that goes. Maybe I could do it this way. I'm going to review it, see how much this sucked. But I hope it didn't suck too much. Glad I got that out of my system. We are advancing on all fronts, Patriots. Glory to God. This is Jericho. Over and out.